It. We should be going live. So yeah, hello. How is everybody doing? How's things? How's life? How's yours? How's your week been? How's things? Hello to John and hello to Simon S63 Tech. How you guys doing? How's things? In fact, while I'm here, sorry, I'm reaching for my cloth and lens cleaner that I got from Costco. So there's actually two bottles. I don't know how I'm ever gonna go through this much lens cleaner, even with all of the, like, you know, cleaning monitors and stuff. I don't know. I just assume most of it's gonna evaporate before I get to use it. But how's things? How's life? How's yours? How's your week been? What's everybody been up to? There we go, that's better. And I think I'll put it away properly later. I'll put it over here so it's out of embarrassment range. Yeah, how's things? It should be good on that. Yeah. I have a Costco muffin. I'll not clean my screens with that though. Probably a good idea. Hello Chris, how you doing, man? How's things? Hello Simon, how you doing? How has your week been? What's everybody been up to? I've had a very busy week, in fact, because of the MSI sponsor video I've talked about a few times on previous streams. I have spent a lot of time doing 3 videos this week. So I need to film the MSI one tomorrow, actually, so they can check over it and hopefully post it next Friday. Although the video that's coming out on Monday is quite different to my usual affair. So I'll be interested to see what you think about it when it is out. I haven't finished editing it yet. Pretty close, but yeah, it's different. Hopefully a good different, not necessarily different I'm gonna do lots more of, but hopefully an enjoyable video, if nothing else. Repasting the MacBook Air I brought from work. No, bought from work today. Nice. What, I take it's a, like, 10th gen Intel one or something? Because I doubt they're selling the M1s 2013. So, not close to 10th gen then. What would that have been? 3rd gen? I've installed Mint on it. Nice. Costco muffin, yum. Hello, John. Shout week, go figure. Naturally. Pain and stuff. Yep. Anyway, you look better this week, Andy. Glad to see it. Yeah, I'm good at hiding. No, I've had a very busy week, so and a week full of headaches, actually. That's been fun. So I'm currently on painkillers, which probably helps. Kill me, please. Dutifully, WAP. Hello, how you doing? How's things? How has your week been? I think I can tell. I also did OS RTT and OS LTT updates this week, and I think I mentioned this, but so these are the OS RTT boards, OS RTT Pro, and basically this is the little switch chip, or this is where the switch chip that would be here goes, which basically can effectively turn on and off any of these resistors in any combination. So there's 8 of them, so there's 256 total combinations of these resistors, which basically gives a very wide-ranging digital potentiometer for the signal from the light sensors. The problem is that this design of board has some sort of issue where sometimes, I think if they get too hot, some of the vias or through holes or something to do with this bit breaks. And so I have this board which I had built, and then I've taken literally everything but these 4 resistors and that resistor and those 2. Those are just pull-up resistors for the I2C bus. That one just basically bridges those 2 and it's nothing else. Except, so between here and here there should be no continuity, but there is. There's like 1 mega ohm of resistance between here and here, which isn't right. And I'm not entirely sure why. So I'm building some more. The true solution to this is that the Adafruit boards, here's a bendy one I have. These boards are currently very difficult to find, and they're also quite expensive. They're like 15 to 20 pounds a board, which is quite a lot for this little thing. But that chip, the SAMD51, is available. So what I'm doing is I have redesigned this board to include this on it rather than clipping in. It's just built in, so this becomes this plus this basically, which is probably the more sensible way to do it anyway. It's the sort of professional way to do it, and I've pinned it out so that I don't need to change any of the firmware. So besides a slightly wider unit, you won't know there won't be any difference. I don't need to change my development path to deal with having 2 different versions of the microcontroller or anything like that. And so yeah, that's pretty handy. I did think about redesigning it with an STM32, which is that chip. In fact, if I hold it that way, you can even see the part number. STM32. I was actually looking at the STM32 L4s because they can do concurrency or whatever it's called. But the problem with STM32s is that you need to like tie this boot pin B0, that one there. You need to tie that to 3.3 volts, then press the reset button, then flash the firmware, and then untie those pins, and then press the reset again, just to flash the firmware. Which means if I ever want to update the firmware that's on these boards, I need a way of telling the user, hey, like, press this button or flick this switch, and then and then turn it on and off, and then flash it, and then unflick that switch or whatever, and then reset it again. Like, that's just not a viable option. So I'm sticking with the SAMD51 that Adafruit use on their boards. Wow, Shitty, literally. Have you had a kid or something? You're welcome to talk about it or not, whatever works. New issues with the monitor. Well, not the monitor, but rather Chrome. It seems that Chrome tab flickering when playing videos is exacerbated with high refresh rate screens. So actually, I've had an interesting issue that when I moved to the OLED, possibly because it's fast enough for me to notice, if I enable G-Sync only in Adobe programs, so After Effects or Premiere, when a video is playing, the rest of the After Effects window flickers just slightly, but it drove me insane. So I turned off Adaptive Sync and it's fine. So yeah, I just don't have Adaptive Sync on right now. I'm considering swapping back to the RX 6900 XT for better power, more VRAM, and to have FreeSync instead. But yeah, we'll see. I feel your pain. We currently have an active speaker that keeps blowing its amp, and we can't figure out why. Going through it bit by bit. That's what I did. In fact, I didn't think I could trust my multimeter, so I went and bought another multimeter. I'm quite glad I have this because it has a few extra functions, specifically that one, which is capacitor. Celsius and whatever's fine. I have a proper temperature meter, and I think it does near voltage detection, whatever. But basically, this is pretty decent. The leads are terrible, but I'll buy some better ones at some point. But yeah, this confirmed with what my other meter said, so it wasn't the meter. Which I suppose is good. And I have 2 decent multimeters, so yeah. Hello Ish, how you doing? How's things? Still too many pixels for my poor GPU to push, so playing on a lower res. Fair. Might be the adaptive sync. I didn't notice it in any other applications. I didn't notice it in Chrome or whatever, although I don't play videos in Chrome, but I didn't notice it in Firefox or anything like that. It was only in the Adobe apps. But yeah. I had an issue with Edge while playing YouTube. It would flicker every few minutes. I had to change a setting with an Edge and it stopped. I can't remember what changed it though. Where, I mean, Edge is just Chrome these days, so Chrome with the extra bit of Microsoft's hand in your pocket rather than Google, or actually probably also Google's hand in your pocket. Yeah. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh yeah, if anyone's on the Discord, it prompted me to set up an event. So I did. I've set up the TTGB live stream. So the event is currently running. Actually, I'm hoping that going to the link actually does something. This might make noise, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna. Yeah, it takes you to the video. Cool. But yeah, another way to access the stream if you don't get the YouTube notification, because I got the Discord notification. Yeah. For me, it's Chrome, and sometimes, especially when multiple windows are playing videos, but sometimes not. Interesting. Simon says, choose Angle Graphics Backend to D3D9. That's the setting. As in, it's using DirectX 9? That's weird. That's very weird. Also, everything is too small now, and I don't want to use Windows scaling because it sucks. I must admit that it is a little better than I'd normally give it credit for. Although, it does break my apps, so it's kind of annoying too. Yeah. I had to end up getting a Fluke multimeter as I needed to measure 7 milliohms? 7 milliohms of resistance on some equipment I repair, and they start at $500 Australian for anything that gets close to that. Yeah, so I do watch a couple of channels that talk about precision grade meteorology equipment. Actually, one that I recommend is a German guy called Marco Reps. Fantastic videos. Talks about lasers and CNCs and precision multimeters and things. Yeah, I have no need for a Keysight. What was it, 734A or something? Now it's going to annoy me until I look it up. Actually, if I do it in Firefox, it shouldn't play any videos. 3458A. There we go. Yeah, I don't need one of those. I mean, if they're going spare, I might take one, but I don't have the space or reason to need one. um, Hello, Essentialist. How you doing, man? How's things? Um, yeah. Is everybody excited for Christmas, or is it still too early? We have one more stream before Christmas. I should be back for the one on the like 28th or 29th or whatever it is. 28th. Just had a can of soda, so I'm super awake. Nice. Isn't that bad for your blood sugar though? It's kind of funny in the tech world that everything really winds down towards Christmas. So there is a couple of launches, although I think both of them have come and gone, and I've forgotten about them. Um, Let me. Yeah, I'm sure I got yeah, Intel Ultra processors. In fact, did I download the PDF? Or did I just view it? I suspect I just viewed it. Yeah. Okay, let me log on to the Intel Press portal quickly. And Core Ultra Stacks. That one. So, there was an Intel AI event press launch call. What was that, yesterday? Oh no, it came out today. That was it. But the other thing that they mentioned is that they now have Intel Core Ultra processors, and basically these are the Meteor-like chips, but like now. It is the sort of the base level one. So we do have the Intel 4 Compute tile. The maximum chip is 6P cores, 8E cores, plus the two low power Island E cores in the SoC tile. So apparently 22 threads in total. 64 gigs of LPDDR5/X. Or up to 96 gigabytes of DDR5 5600 if you get the right configuration. And the whole dedicated MPU thing. Ultra processors, 99% efficiency, 1% performance. So let me find the list of processors, and I can tell you which ones are gonna be fast. Updated what you call it, the one thing that I was quite surprised to see is that they were talking about running things like Llama 2 7B, Facebook's large language model, locally, which should be really cool if you can, although I don't know what things will actually support it well. There we go. So the new naming schemes. So the new Intel Core Ultra 7 165H is 16 cores, 22 threads. Of that is 6P cores, 8E cores, and 2 LPE cores, up to 5 gigahertz. Although there's going to be a core Intel Core Ultra 9 18 185H, which has the exact same spec as the 165H, except it can boost to 5.1 gigahertz instead, and has a base 45 watt TDP or 115 watt maximum turbo power, but the hundreds, the 165H has a configurable turbo power of 115 watts as well. So it's literally the same chip, but it's not coming until Q1 2024, and it has the same core counts and just 0.1 gigahertz higher, but it's 2 steps higher. Like, it's not the 175H, it's 185H. It's 2 steps up. Oh god. Amazing. Core Ultra Pro Max. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Uh hey, the other day my power supply exploded, light pop and flash, it didn't turn on. I tried a brand new power supply and still nothing happened. I sent it off to be fixed now by the manufacturer. What parts are likely damaged? So the problem with power supplies failing is that the power supply is connected to every single component one way or another. Even if you had a passive graphics card, as in it doesn't require a 6-pin or 8-pin PCIe power connector, it's still getting its power from the 24-pin on the motherboard through the PCIe slot. So that's a pretty big deal. And if it did the whole loud pop type thing, there's a good chance that it power surged a lot of the components, and those most fragile, things like your CPU potentially, or even the VRMs, or the motherboard itself. There are so many different things that could be broken that it's very difficult to safely recover from an explosive power supply failure, basically. So yeah, unfortunately, the answer is probably everything. Ba 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 ba. Oh wow, wow, that is a terrible day. Jesus. Was that the one that was on drugs? You have to assume so. Core Ultra Pro Max Ultimate Creator Edition. Yeah. So Intel's going the NVIDIA route, Core 7 3.2 by 2 version 0.37. Yeah, pretty much. Nicely move on to gigawatts of the TDP. Now with 1.1% performance. Dear. Yeah, there really isn't, like, so they all have ARC GPUs. What's even weirder is that whole Core Ultra 9 doesn't even have a better ARC GPU. It's the same ARC GPU, but with 2.35 gigahertz instead of 2.3. It's not even 2.4. It's half a. Oh dear. So yeah, that's interesting. It's probably why they're not launching it at the same time. So there is 4 H chips and 4 U chips. The U chips have no P cores; they have 2. Whereas the H chips either have 4 or 8 P cores. All of the U chips are 15 watt TDP and 57 watt maximum turbo power, which is still quite a lot for a U class processor. Although there's 2 U class chips that are coming next year, start of next year, that are 9 watt TDP and 30 watt maximum turbo power, which is more in line with what a M2 base chip would be, although with only 2 P cores, 8 E cores, and 2 low power Island E cores, I doubt that the Intel Core Ultra 764U is really going to be a competitor to that on the performance level at that wattage. Is it still, they're still basically the same core designs. Still basically the same P cores and E cores. They're slightly updated, but basically the same. Remember, the latest latest means latest, but latest doesn't mean latest. Latest is best, but not always, because latest doesn't mean best. I see you watched the Gamers Nexus video, yeah. If anyone didn't see that, the synopsis is Intel says that their stuff is best because it's latest, and then they say that AMD's stuff isn't the best. AMD's latest stuff isn't the best purely because it's latest. It's actually old stuff, and that means that it's not the best. Also, they're hounding stuff. They're hounding AMD for stuff that they do. Again. Yeah. Right. And asks this. Speaking of cars, I filled up on Wednesday and had to check 3 times. Was under half a tank and cost $30.82. In my old car, that would be $70 minimum. Gotta love that savings. Yeah. It's kind of funny what driving a 1.2 3-cylinder turbo was it? Will do for you. WAP, he's in Australia. Not cheap. Wow. Or certainly not, Texas cheap. Like chiplets and glue, indeed. Yeah. I mentioned that in the Meteor Lake video, in fact. Yeah, certainly cheaper than us, yeah. Although fuel prices have been coming down recently, which is good. Unfortunately, I filled up a while ago and I haven't driven very far, so yeah. Also, I think I mentioned last week I bought some winter wheels, and I bought some tires to then put on those winter wheels. They haven't arrived yet, and they're not going to arrive until next Wednesday. They said shipping should take 3 days. It's going to take 10, according to them. I called them up, like, you forgot to give me the tracking numbers. And they're like, we know. They're still in Germany. They're not going to be handed over to someone in the UK until Monday. A full week after we shipped them. So yeah. WAP, the reason that I went for winter wheels is because I have summer tires that are also kind of on the legal limit, but they're not quite close enough for me to actually replace them yet. And also, I want, so I'm going from 19-inch to 18-inch, so that I can have slightly thicker sidewall tires, so that I can be a bit more comfortable for the longer journeys in the wetter weather. Wetter weather we have in this sort of period. Even if it's not actively snowing, ice, whatever, I want that security and safety, and yeah. I've tried driving on snow on my summer tires. It doesn't go well. Does not go well. So yeah. I kind of want to drive to Scotland just to use my winter tires and maybe ski. Sadly, Scotland has 0 snow at the moment. I know I was speaking to family up there about an hour ago, and yeah, it even up in the north, it is not snowy. Very rainy, isn't it? But yeah, not snowing. Not too cold either, really. What's the cheapest price of petrol in the UK? Well, Simon S63 says 131.9 pence per litre, or £1.32 per litre. Around where I am, it's 136. It just changed yesterday, or today, but yeah. There's somewhere in the UK that will be cheaper than here. Last paid 160. I paid 145 or something a while ago. You do pence. Yes. Not even gonna mention you sell per liter and consume miles per gallon. Yeah, no, that annoys me too. um, so the problem is that my Bulgarian friend obviously uses liters per 100 kilometers, and he has coded his BMW to show that yes, the Bulgarian drives the BMW. Yes, it's a 5 Series. Yes, it's been crashed. Sorry, not sorry, Dan. But the problem is I don't have the mental map for what liters per 100 kilometers means, like what's good. I'm sure that I could learn, and I probably should really, but yeah, it does annoy me that it's quite difficult for me to work out like cost versus efficiency, because we use two different measurements. Yeah. Thank you very much, Ish. Oh, ads for the TechteamGB monetary fund. I can only apologize for those ads. Yeah. Hello, Joe. How you doing? How's things? To be honest, if I had a powerful car, I'd probably crash it. Hence, I have a hairdryer with wheels. Fair, yeah. I do have a reasonably powerful car, and I've yet to crash it. But I have also driven a lot of powerful cars. Do people actually drive much in the UK? It seems everyone does 5,000 miles per year or less over there. That's like 8 to 10 weeks driving here in Australia. So I think that the average is like 8,000 miles. 8 to 10 or something like that. But it depends what you do. Because if you commute, a reasonable distance, then it can be 10 or 15. Whereas if you only commute, or in my case, I don't do anything. So I drive 4,000 miles a year. But yeah. Chris has done 8,000 miles since the 26th of August. Holy shit, what? Wow. 15,000 miles a year for me. Fair, yeah. When I was driving every day, I'd do 5 to 6,000 miles. Chris, what the fuck? Yeah, I know, right? What? I moved closer to my workplace when I changed jobs or give up a car for a decade in London. Yeah, fair. It very much depends on your job, really. Is the primary thing. If you commute, 5 minutes up the road, then yeah. Whereas if you're commuting like 30 miles down the road, then you're gonna do a fair bit more miles a year. Petrol in the Netherlands is like €2 a liter right now. Ouch. That's considerably more expensive than us, which is surprising. I suppose we do have the North Sea, but well, Scotland has the North Sea. It's weird. I've been using inches for 25 years on and off. Still can't really perceive unless I mentally convert to metric. So the funny thing about living in Britain in particular is we have a very weird set of what you use measurements for, or what system you use for measurements rather. For milk, you buy it in pints. Also, sort of for beer. But if you want to, I don't know, measure how much water you're drinking, you do it in liters or milliliters. If you want to weigh something, a lot of people will still use stone for their weight. Whereas if you're measuring, I don't know, the weight of your dumbbells at the gym, it's in grams and kilograms. We use miles for long distances, but meters for short distances. I can't think of any other measurement systems, but if it has a way to use both, we do. So yeah. Like everything is backboned by metrics. So when you buy milk, yes, you're buying 4 pints of milk, but it tells you that it's 4 pints and it's 2 point whatever liters or whatever it is, or 1.7, or I can't remember. So yeah, we're pretty weird like that. I generally use metric where I can. So I use kilograms for weight and centimeters for height. Like I'm 183 centimeters, which is 6 foot, but I'm 183 centimeters, and I'm 114 kilograms. I actually don't know what that is in stone. A lot. The only thing I do use religiously, I suppose, is miles for miles an hour, but you can't really get away from that. I'm pretty sure 183 centimeters is 6 foot exactly. Like, exactly. Fact. Also, these tape measures are fantastic. First of all, yes, I'm going on a tape measure rant. It has magnets on the end, nice big wide tongue for that. And second of all, it's quite girthy, so it doesn't flop over, and it has measurements on both sides. And it's not one of those like you have to click it; it just stays in place until you press the button and then it retracts. It's great. 4 foot, 5 foot, 6 foot. See, I can hold it at 6 foot, and it holds itself. But if you do that, it falls. 6 foot, 6 foot, 183. See, 6 foot, 183. There we go. Right. Back to the regular. Well, we've got to the crazy part of the stream. Girthy, no droop. Fuck. Yes, Ish, that is exactly what I was trying to describe. Oof, I'm 5'5" and 67 kilograms. I don't know why I committed to either imperial or standardized measure. Yeah, I'm I used to say 6 foot, and I still can. I still know that I'm 6 foot, but I don't. I generally use centimeters for measuring height when I can. I'm 0.06 tons. So does that mean that I'm 0.114 tons? It does, doesn't it? Damn. 2 of me, 1 Joe. Exactly, actually. Yeah. Nice. Well, not exactly. I was looking at the wrong measurement. You're 2 kilos off. You need to gain... Either Joe needs to lose 4 kilos, or you need to gain 2. I know which one's probably easier. Which tons are tons? Ah, brain explode. Yeah. Yes, well, 1 millimeter offish. I use one like that with magnets. It's very useful. It is, it's great. my I guess my brother-in-law got me this one. Yeah, very handy. Sounds sensible. And Joe's 5'10", 178, and 124 kilos. I'm not far heavy. I'm just very dense. Me too. Yeah, I've definitely I think it was I've looked at videos from a year ago, and then I've looked at videos I'm editing now, and I've definitely bulked out. And I always thought that I wasn't that bad, but yeah. I got my dad a laser distance measure. Tends to be used as a laser guided system for a laboratory, though. Nice. I don't do enough construction to warrant buying a laser level, but it'd be nice. And he also aged incredibly in the last decade as his body falling apart and started seizing up. I'm actually going grey too. The camera isn't picking it up, which I suppose is a good thing, but yeah, I've got quite a few grey hairs in the sides and the top too. At least I'm not going bald yet. Yeah. Yeah. To my defense, I'm more beefcake than beef burger, at least. Nice. Good, good. Hashtag yet. I'm sure it'll befall me one day. I'll make it that far. Like, I'm not even 30 and I have something wrong with every part of my body. It's not normally a good sign. We're all falling apart. So how about them techs? Any crystal ball predictions for CES, Intel, AMD, Nvidia? Intel, no, because they've just launched the Intel Core Ultras, and we won't see anything from them for a bit. AMD also had a launch this week that I forgot about. Or was it last week? They had the Ryzen AI thing, which is mostly just them. Oh, it was the new mobile chips, the 8th gen or whatever. So probably not AMD either. Nvidia is probably the most likely of those three for something to happen. I think we've heard about the super versions of cards coming at some point, so that would be my expectation. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I'm quite surprised. E3 closed doors. Shut up shop. E3's gone. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised that CES is still a thing too. I know a lot of people, a lot of the press people are going, or I know a lot of press people who are going, but I don't think that there's anything super massive. I think we might see some monitor stuff. Always good for me. We'll probably see people like Asus and Acer and I don't know, Lenovo and HP and that sort of stuff do launch Intel Core Ultra laptops. Although I'm pretty sure I've closed Thunderbird, but I got an email from Acer about their Core Ultra laptops this afternoon, basically, when the Core Ultra launch happened. So yeah. I'm hoping whatever they release will make the 4070 go down a bit, and 4070 Super will populate that price slot. Maybe, but probably not. Because I doubt that they would launch a new card with the same MSRP as the old card, basically, you know? I'll be kind of interested to see if the 4070 Super usurps the 4070 Ti, because the 4070 Ti was going to be the 4080 12 gig, but it's a completely different card and there's a massive margin there. So, yeah. Price drops and NVIDIA are not compatible phrases. Instead of going down, don't they just release a new one at a higher price? Yeah. Don't you go all historical NVIDIA trends on me? Well, I'm sorry to say, but them's the facts. I've said hoping. Do you know what? It's hope that keeps us you know, going. So you keep hoping, man. Good for us all. Oh dear. To be fair, Nvidia are making bank with all the AI demand taking over from the crypto demand. Indeed. There was a bit of a rally with crypto pricing, and then it crashed almost as quickly. Also, peeps like the video. Come on, and needs to wash the shirt. Probably do, yeah. It's only not white in contrast to the hoodie that I don't wear. I won't even have a week off the stream. I'll try and remember. I won't. I'll try. The joys of neurodivergence is that you forget a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Is your ring light kind of warm too? Yeah, it's in fact, please hold. I can tell you exactly the color temperature it's at. Actually, I can do it in two ways. I can do it through the Elgato control center. No, don't update. I'm using them. I don't care that you have performance optimizations for Ryzen 5800X 3Ds. I don't care. It is at 3900 Kelvin right now, so I could go colder. That's 5900k Kelvin, or I could go a lot warmer. Way too warm at 2900 Kelvin. I'm gonna put it back to what looks better. 4000 Kelvin, a little bit cooler. How's that? Yeah. Winter, summer, winter, summer, winter, summer. I like that there's a flash between switching between the two colors. Also, sorry for any epileptics. I just realized that's probably not great. Yeah. And he put summer tariffs on his ring light. Oh dear. It's like automotive white, 845 different strains of white. Yeah. Yeah, my Audi has ibis white, which is different from like blizzard white or like white. It isn't called hope, Andy, it's called alcohol. In-body image stabilization white. Maybe kind of around 4300. I'm on 4000 at the moment, or wait, or is it 4200? 43. No, don't remind. That's 4300, but it looks a little cool to me, so I prefer a little bit on the warmer side. 4000. Yeah. Makes me look a little less white as I am. Pasty is the thing I was going for. My Toyota Verso I had was called White. Nice. I always prefer a tad warmer. So it's kind of funny. I have Philips Hue bulbs and an Anoleaf one actually, that are color temperature changing, and the color temperature change throughout the day. And I prefer that, because during the day I prefer a cooler white, because it's a bit more refreshing. It's a bit more sort of active and alert. Whereas, you know, as it gets to darker time of the day, you want it to be a bit warmer, a bit softer, and I like that transition. Feels a bit more like I'm actually in a day night cycle, rather than just like a fixed tone that's a bit kind of bland, you know. I call my Nissan grey, even though it's a mud color with speckles of bird poop. Nice. Hyundai have a shade of blue called Morning Glory. If blue is a color when you think of Morning Glory, you might need to see a specialist. Joe's funny. Friend Dan's painting, like, bought a house and is painting all the walls. And so we've gone to like B&Q and whatnot to look at all of the color samples. And because there is like 7 million different color samples, they have amazing names. Some of them do include things like something like Love Room or something, and ridiculous things like Morning Glory and other effects to that nature. Do you know what? Might be that I have the nightlight option turned on when the sun goes down. Well played. Well played. Yeah. My car is gunshot grey. Well, right now it's dust and crime. I think my new wheels are gun metal grey. Slightly different, but yeah. My old bedroom paint had something to do with geese, I think. Interesting choice of a name. Yeah. Hello, new person. How you doing? How's things? If you have any tech questions, you've got about 10 minutes to ask. Feel free. Or you can just hang out. Me either or. Well, Joe, considering where you live. Bit grim. Speak. If you can't sell Rurutu, this is a very free-form discussion, and it can really be anything between paint colors and Intel's new CPUs. And anything in between. No format. Just a hangout and a weird parasocial relationship chat. It's just right in here. I know, it's great. Oh dear. As I mentioned at the start, well, I remember, I have a very different video coming out next week on Monday, and I'll be very interested to see what you think about it. I don't know that I'm going to make any more videos like it, but the opportunity presented itself as something that was on my mind that I wanted to let out, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. Welcome to the Thursday night stream. It's nicknamed ADHD Visualized, with a bit of autism in there too, because, you know, specialization. They heard you would like some AI in your non-AI computer. You mean Intel? Yeah. Intel AI Boost and 2x3 Gen 3 neural compute engines. Seriously, this whole presentation slide deck, if I zoom out a bit, enabling edge AI. leading platform technologies. It's about AI. Intel enables AI PCs at scale, unmatched scale and speed, killer app choice, local Llama 2 7B, Gen AI ready, broad engine and data type leadership, transformative experiences, AI application performance for creators, unmatched consumer and commercial investment for client AI, 3 AI engines, the best AI PC experience. So that's like 23 slides. No, I can't do that too many times. You get the point. So yeah. This isn't this is the one for the Intel Core Ultra processors. This isn't the AI only. I was gonna say fans. Well, that's a slip. Yeah. I saw an article saying how AI has now begun to steal art from other AI art, and it's generating some very interesting and suspiciously dark material. The revolution is beginning. Yeah, it's eating itself, which is great. I don't know if you watched the H Bomber guy's plagiarism video, but he describes generative AI as complicated stealing, and it's kind of great. I'm sick of people calling machine learning AI, also sick of putting it and fecking everything. I do not need my fridge telling my and my loo telling me that I'm not healthy. I know. What's the so that's a great visual. The something that Abigail Thorne, Philosophy Tube, mentioned in her ethical AI video was that really most of the in fact all of the AI stuff that we have is really just like large scale computing. It's not artificially intelligent. Like ChatGPT doesn't have an understanding of what it's saying or what you've said. You're just feeding in data to a model, which is just basically a fancy way of storing basically all the text, on the internet, and then just using pattern recognition to work out what it should put next. It's really cool that you can, have it generate coherent sentences and sometimes even interesting thoughts, but it's not its own thoughts. It's still just regurgitating other people's interesting thoughts in slightly different ways. So yeah, the idea of artificial general intelligence, that is the smart, the comprehending one. Despite the whole OpenAI kicking Sam Altman out because they found that he didn't tell them about the Q star breakthrough or whatever. I'm not entirely convinced that we have anywhere near the compute power, Jesus, to be able to successfully run an artificial general intelligence, let alone the programming language or skill to enable that. Feel free to prove me wrong, Sam, but yeah, I think we're a while away. I think the whole the top 1% stealing all our money is a bigger problem that we should be focusing on than AI stuff. But does the user understand what the question they're asking? Also, no. ChatGPT is a language prediction script. Pretty much, yeah. ChatGPT is producing convincing bullshit. I did spend 4 hours watching that video. 10 out of 10 would recommend. So would I, weirdly. Also, say goodbye to your i5, i7, and yeah, the Core Ultra 7, the Core Ultra 5, and the Core Ultra 9. Terrible. AI became a marketing term. Now, I guess you need to say AGI, which is not a matter of computing power, I believe. Qualia can't be calculated. That's the issue. Fair. I haven't spent much time thinking about it or looking up, so I am not the person to ask. But yeah, Nvidia would like to sell more AI to China. Yeah, they would, wouldn't they? They're not allowed though. I mean, they're still getting around it, but they're trying. Does ultra mean watered down / efficiency hobbled? Fine for mobile and laptops. It currently looks like it. Yeah. I think it is coming to the desktop chips though as well. So I was my aunt was up last week, I think it was, and she was asking about, she's planning on buying a new laptop, and the problem is, I was trying to explain what what specs to be looking for. 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig of storage, that's fine. If you wanted a touchscreen, that's fine. And then, we're talking about what CPU to pick. And I was saying that the i9 whatever U is worse than the 13700, i7 13700H. Also, she couldn't even see the I because it was too small, so she thought it was 17. Which is fine, but they're literally getting rid of that now. Ultra means Intel has huge marketing budget and they need to come up with something to avoid layoffs. Well, that's a rather cynical look. You're probably not wrong. AI, coming soon to a shy set of headphones with built-in Android phone near you. Oh yeah, that's upstairs. They sent me an email actually after, they didn't, before the video went up, but after the live stream. Basically, while they did reply to a couple of the things that I talked about, they also replied to things that I'm pretty sure I didn't talk about, which was confusing. Just send a link to a laptop and people buy it, don't bother explaining it. I didn't really have the choice, she was sat next to me. Yeah. Yeah, Intel 17, yeah. I mean, it's not an unfair reading of that. Ultra expensive. Yeah. Well, so far it's only a laptop, so you won't know how expensive the chip actually is. Oh, you're good with computers! About 80% of the conversation that I have with relatives is tech support. I should really start charging. Intel aren't expensive now. AMD forcing them to cut their price. On the desktop side, yes. On the laptop side, maybe. But also, again, it's hard to know for sure what each laptop manufacturer is paying, because I'm sure that Dell is paying a hell of a lot less than Gigabyte. I take a week or two for responding, and the support tickets have fallen off mostly. There. I'm not quite at that point yet, but I'll consider it. Anyway. Threadripper current revision is less eye bleed than the last revision, but I'm still on first gen. Yeah, I'm still using second gen for my my home server NAS thing, Overkill, which is quite apt in its name, to be honest. Right, I think that I shall call it there for the evening, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. Hope you all stay safe. I hope you all have fun, and yeah, As always, video tomorrow, video on a Monday. The video Monday is going to be very interesting, so definitely check that one out. But yeah, otherwise, stay safe, have fun. I'll see you next week for a stream.